Hey, welcome back to more Metroid Prime, everybody. Our first destination this time is going to be the Observatory found in Phendrana Drifts. Here, we'll be killing some space pirates to start our journey in collecting the different types of missiles and all the power bombs, so strap in. First thing to do is to clear the room of any little pests that might and probably will be running around, so pop off a few missiles to take care of all of them. Next, we'll need to scan a terminal to begin the process of starting up the large holographic projector in the middle of the room. Once you do this, a Morph Ball bomb slot will regain power, which you should hop into and activate with a Morph Ball bomb. This will cause the device to begin powering up further, while also powering up another Morph Ball bomb slot, so activate it as well after hopping around the room. Next up is to boost your way to victory with the 4 spinners at the bottom of the central mechanism. You can begin charging the boost ball between spinners to speed it up a bit if you're in a hurry. Once you're all done, you can see the impressive holographic projection of the solar system that Tallon IV resides in, and, more importantly, the star at the top of the Christmas tree. Hop back up the various platforms around the room for your first super missile. I say first super missile because there's actually one variation of the super missile per beam that you get in Metroid Prime, so we'll tackle those next. The super missiles require charging your beam before pressing the missile button, which fires off a much more powerful version of the standard missile at the cost of 5 per shot. Go big or go home. The next missile variant on the list is the Wavebuster, which can be found in the Tower of Light in Chozo Ruins. When you first enter the room, there will be a platform over the water immediately ahead of you. Hop on this platform, and then the other platforms to the left of it until you find yourself in the center of the room. From here, we'll need to do a bit of demo work. In easy mode, each block takes 3 missiles to break, with 4 blocks per layer and 3 layers in the room, which requires a grand total of at least 36 missiles to acquire the Wavebuster. Hard and Hyper mode require twice as many, a whopping total of 72, but you can save a missile per block by using the Super Missile, which drops the count to 60 overall if you go that route instead. Just make sure you have enough before you start, or you'll have to leave and come back. Once you destroy the first 4 blocks, the room will partially collapse under its own weight, allowing you to climb even higher. Make sure to jump up quickly to avoid the plated puffers that get released. This next layer has an Oculus on 2 of the 4 blocks. The Oculus is impervious to all weapons that Samus has in her possession, so make sure to avoid misfiring one of your missiles. I usually aim where the Oculus has just come from to ensure I won't hit it by hitting the surface immediately behind it. The next layer is more of the same, so continue to aim behind the Oculus and blow up each of the 4 fractured pillars to gain access to the next section. Now we just need to hop up to the top and snag the legendary Wavebuster. This missile variant creates a continuous stream of wave beam energy that automatically homes in on any enemies in its path, even without targeting onto them. It triggers the same way as the super missile, but with the wave beam equipped instead. It takes 10 missiles to fire the initial stream and 5 per second while it's being unleashed, making it as expensive as it is deadly. Watch out for that electric bill. The third missile variant is a bit ironic with the ice spreader in the short tunnel of the hottest region of the game, Magmoor Caverns. This expansion is quick and simple and just requires us to drop a power bomb within the portion of the tunnel that shows some fracturing. Burst the pipe open and hop down to one of the side ledges to see your new toy hiding under the pipe that you just destroyed. This guy is just like the others we've seen, except we charge up our ice beam and fire a missile. It takes 10 missiles to fire off and creates a massive sheet of ice all around its impact spot, freezing all the enemies to the ground, making it great for large fights. The last missile variant lands us in the beginning of Phazon Mines in the Mine Security Station. Here we'll need to make our way through the winding halls to the second floor in order to be able to lower the force fields. Behind these force fields lies a plasma door leading to the Flamethrower. You technically don't have to kill these space pirates, but it makes it easier to backtrack once we lower the force fields. It's definitely a good time to test out the other missile variants as you'll be facing Wave and Ice Troopers. Give them a go and see how cool they are. Once you get to the very end of the second floor, you'll notice a gate made of bendesium. Drop one of your handy dandy power bombs and scan the terminal to drop the force fields. From here, we just need to roll on back to the plasma door that is now accessible on the first floor, blast that door open, and grab our last missile enhancement. Now you can feel the power of fire as you unleash a steady stream of flames while shooting the Flamethrower. This missile variant takes 10 missiles to fire and 5 per second while it's being unleashed, just like the Wavebuster, so keep an eye on your missile count while unleashing hell on your enemies. Now that we've knocked out our different missiles, let's start tackling power bombs by heading to the central Dynamo in Phazon Mines. Here we'll be taking care of a pesky drone that's completely invisible all the time. Since it's a robot, the best way to go about attacking it is by using the wave beam, since it can cause it to seize up due to the electrical energy that the beam uses. The Wavebuster is actually perfect here since it locks onto targets regardless of being able to target onto them, but I hadn't taken the time to snag it yet this time through. In general, wait for the cloaked drone to fire its machine guns, noted by the orange bursts, as it forces the robot to lower its shields. Once you kill the drone, a maintenance hatch will open near the Dynamo, allowing Samus to enter the Dynamo's conduit chamber, where you'll need to navigate around the electrical beams powering the Dynamo itself. Make sure you drop a Morphball Bomb anytime you see these small puddles of water, as the splash causes the conduits to short out, allowing you to continue forward. From here, it's just a matter of making it to the end to snag this weapon of mass destruction. When you get the Power Bomb, you start with 3 charges, so make sure to pop them off in battle to see the devastation they wreak on everything around you. Our first Power Bomb expansion will land us in the Magma pool of Chozo Ruins. Use your grapple beam to hop across the massive pool of lava to get to the fractured Bendesium wall. Bendesium means boom, so hop into the Morph Ball and drop a Power Bomb to break the wall and expose its treasures. From there, you just need to roll on in to acquire your prize. Power Bomb expansion number 2 lands us back in the monitor station of Magmoor Caverns. This will be very similar to acquiring the Artifact of Strength, but with a couple extra steps. If you haven't gotten it yet, then make sure to snag it on the way. We'll need to make our way onto the top of the station after taking care of any baddies that might be causing problems. Go ahead and hop around the cliffs and walkways until you're on the top platform. Once we're on top, we'll need to extend the bridge out by dropping into our Morph Ball and boosting until the spinner raises the bridge into its fully extended position. From here, we'll just need to take a walk off the plank to jump across the gap to the ledges on the canyon wall. If you follow the wall, you'll find what looks like a private ceremonial chamber. Inside the chamber sits a Chozo statue that normally holds the Artifact of Strength, and a small Bendesium plate on the ground in front of it. Drop a Power Bomb to gain access to a secret tunnel where you can find your next Power Bomb expansion. From here, find the pipe on the wall to the exit, which will drop you into Fiery Shores next door. The third Power Bomb expansion takes us back to the frosty depths of Phendrana Drifts at Phendrana's Edge. Here we'll need to scale the icy cliffs and gaps until we come across a pair of grapple nodes immediately above us. Connect to these nodes by making sure they are highlighted blue before launching the grapple beam to connect to them. The second one isn't blue before you let go, then we won't latch onto it, so make sure you take the time to line up correctly. From here, it's more hopping across gaps and sliding along cavern walls until we find ourselves at the top of this chilly chasm. Once at the top, you'll see a friendly glider minding its own business that your grapple beam can also connect to. Determine its pattern and wait until it's about to cross in front of you before jumping into the void to swing across the gap safely. Now just stop, drop, and roll to grab your prize. The final Power Bomb expansion can be picked up on the way out of Phendrana Drifts by stopping in Ice Ruins West. This expansion will require a little flexing on the Sheegoth because we can, and scaling some of the wreckage we caused before. Hop up on top of some of the local structures and make your way over to the corner where you should notice a small patch of ice on the ground. Use your plasma beam to melt the ice and drop in to snag your extra Power Bomb slot. And that's it for the different missile variants and all the power bomb expansions, so hopefully your fights are a little more explosive after watching this guide. As usual, I want to thank my community, my subscribers, and, of course, my wonderful patrons that are seen here. If you'd like to join the community and chat about Nintendo and just nonsense in general, be sure to check my links in the description for my Discord server. It's a pretty chill spot on the interwebs, so plop on in and say hey if you're feeling adventurous. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the other Metroid Prime guides I've got floating around, and keep an eye out for more in the future by subscribing. Until next time, stay frosty, everybody.